Does anyone else feel like, or ever feel like, the black sheep of your family? I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I don't belong or I don't fit in. And I'm not saying that to be, I'm not saying that to throw shade or anything, because my family has done, helped me out in ways over the years. Like in significant ways sometimes, financially and whatever else. But I just feel like sometimes I at least feel like I'm cut from a different cloth. Like our ideals don't align in terms of life. It's really difficult when you're not religious and your family is pretty deeply religious. It can be pretty difficult to coexist, I should say. Because fundamentally you differ, just in terms of life path and how you structure your life. They're fundamentally very different. And I myself believe that you're responsible for your fate. You better make the best life out of the one you have now, because you don't have another one. I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in praying. I don't believe in, I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in praying to somebody up in the sky that's, supposedly got all the answers. And my family's pretty religious, and I've kind of drew my line in the sand pretty early on in my middle teen years and stopped attending church. And I feel like ever since then I've kind of been felt black sheepish. And we typically don't talk about it, but if I'm prompted, I will speak my opinion with facts. I will speak openly. Some people tiptoe around it, and if your family or your parents or whatever are paying, for your college or something, okay, maybe shut your mouth. But I just know for me, I'm kind of outspoken. I don't like to hide my beliefs when asked. I don't like to live in that state. But I'd consider myself an atheist. I'm not super, I guess you could almost say an agnostic atheist, if that makes sense. If something were to be presented to me that made sense, I would open my mind to it. Okay, I would open my mind to it. I would review that information and make an assessment from there. And there could be something out there. I just don't believe in the Christian God. I don't believe in Christianity, and any of the associated denominations like Baptist, whatever. I just don't. I think it's man-made. I think it just doesn't make sense to me. And the more I started questioning things, it just seemed natural. Okay, so if there is a God, why does he allow things like 9/11 to happen? There's a God. Why does he allow all this hardship and suffering on earth? And I don't want to hear any bullshit about, oh, well, it's a test of this and whatever. Look, in my opinion, the Bible is written by man. I just don't believe in it. And this is a source for a great argument with my family if prompted. And I think the thing is I just look at it logically. It's have I ever seen someone part the sea? Okay, does Noah's Ark sound believable? Does Noah's Ark sound believable to anyone that has logic and common sense beyond the 4th grade? Actually, more like the 2nd grade, okay? Does that even remotely make sense that 2 of each animal could get on board and not kill each other? Okay, it's a load of crap. It's written by man. Okay, it's made up. And so many people are raised into this system and cycle, they don't question it. They just blindly go along with what they've been told their entire life. Okay? My family is no different. I'm not trying to throw shade at my family, but I sometimes like see people and I wonder how they can be so smart and college educated on one hand and then so dumb on the other. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can be so driven and smart and accomplished and believe in some made up fairy tale. And I think at the end of the day, this is the conclusion that I've come to, is that humans don't know with human existence. Humans, okay, got a little cut right there. I know, bleeding. Humans don't understand existence. We have a lot of questions that are unanswered, okay? And there's a lot of loose ends. Nobody has all the answers. Anyone that's telling you that it's bullshit. Nobody has all the answers. None of us know. We have theories. We have things we like to believe in that are comforting. And I think that religion for people is comforting because it's very scary to think this is my one life and when I die, I'm dust. That's it. That's all. People, it's comforting to think there's this afterlife. And also, I will add, I think religion, like that sense of community, I think that's missing in the Western world for a lot of people, is a sense of belonging and community. Humans are tribal. We all want to feel a sense of belonging to a community. And for some people, I think religion might be positive in that regard. Even though I don't believe in it, I do see some net positives on some level with religion. It can create a sense of community for people and purpose. I think praying for some people can be almost like meditative and therapeutic in a way. There's a certain, I'm not going to get into specifics, but like it's like a moral code to follow, generally speaking, the commandments and stuff. But as far as like taking it really seriously, like I don't see how anyone can believe in it. And I guess this has been the source of a lot of strife and strain in my relationship with my family. Because I think, well, I guess they just get the impression, like, you know, it's like a disappointing thing that I don't believe in. My grandparents, they were pretty religious people. And, you know, they grew up in the 40s. So that's just kind of the way it was in America too back then. But they grew up pretty religious. That was imparted on my parents by association. They're religious. And I questioned, like, I remember being like 15 or 16 years old. And this just didn't make sense to me. Like, I just am like, I don't believe this. This doesn't make any sense. How can you be 40 years old and believe, like, it didn't make sense to me at all. Didn't make sense. And it still doesn't make sense. And I've wrestled with, like, well, maybe religion, like, you know, you just go along with it because it gives you peace in your life and some sense of meaning. And maybe, like, I'm just immature or whatever. But no. The further along I get with it, it still doesn't make sense to me. I still don't agree with it. I still don't like it. I think it's a cause of a lot of strife in the world, a lot of disagreement, wars, conflict, estrangement, etc. I just don't, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. And I hate feeling like a black sheep. Like, it's not just religion. I know I started off by saying that. It's not just religion. There's other things. Like, I think it's a pretty difficult thing sometimes for a lot of people. Like, your parents have their idea of what success is and they want you to live up to it. And it's their idea of success or the American dream or what's a good life. Maybe you have your own version and those two visions don't align, and it can be cause of great disagreement, whatever, and it can get messy. Like, I mean, just people, you know, like resentment and thinking what you're doing doesn't make sense or it's not successful in their eyes. And you really have to live your life for yourself but it's hard, you know. It's when you get older, it's hard. Like I don't know, like I'm not gonna, like, I'm not trying to throw shade at, like, because again, like I said, it's everybody has problems, every family has problems. People don't usually air their dirty laundry, but it's just difficult, like when those two things don't align and you feel like, I don't know, you feel like you're not living, it's like you have to maintain your standard, but at the same time it's like you don't feel like you're living up to what's expected of you, even if like you don't care and that like doesn't meet what you want to do. It's difficult, man, or whoever. But I just try and find meaning and fulfillment, like, in what I do, and I hate it. Like I see people that have closer relationships with their family, and I'm honestly envious. Like, I mean, just productive. Like their parents taught them, like, I don't know, they have a good relationship, and it's just like nice when they hang out, and it's like productive. Like I just, sometimes I see that in people and I'm almost envious. And you know, I guess in a way it's like family is, you know, anybody can be your family. You could have friends that end up being closer family to you than like your biological. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not, everybody has problems. I don't like, there's things that I admire. Okay. I'm not just, this isn't just talking crap about family, but I just am more expressing like my thoughts and feelings on feeling like almost like outcasted, or just like you don't belong. So I'm not trying to, this isn't like me trying to dump like on my family specifically, but this is how I've kind of felt. And in my 30s, like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm the polar opposite. And because I'm not religious, and it's like I'm very active versus people that are sedentary, and like it's like this whole like status quo, like this just life of like, you go out, you get you a 9-to-5 job, you work that job, and then you know, you pop out 2 kids, and you stay at home and watch TV and whatever else, like after work. And it just, to me, it's so, I'm not against family, but it's so like dull. Like and it's just like, you know, I guess my family, or my parents specifically, are content with like just doing the same thing. And for me, it's not satisfying. And I don't get how anyone can live like just doing the exact same routine forever. But anyway, I've ranted long enough. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Later.